Good morning, finance class. We are going to cover a section on auto insurance, and it goes over very specific terminology and how to calculate liability. So it's actually really interesting because in the state of California and almost every single state, you have to have auto insurance. So let's go over some key vocabulary here. The word liable means that you are responsible for damages. Negligent means that you are at fault for the accident. And it can be with another car, or it could simply be with property. So this is any kind of accident or crash causing damage to you, your car, or any piece of property. PD. So if you see PD, that stands for property damage liability. And all of this is stated on the first page of this section, and I had to use it for the entire homework. So keep referring to that. It goes over the different types. So this is property damage liability covers another car. So this is not your own. This is another car. It could be a fence, sign, building. So this isn't an injury to your own car, and it's not an injury to your actual body. This is strictly property, okay? PIP stands for personal injury protection, and that is, your own protection. Your own personal property. BI stands for bodily injury. And bodily injury, and this is bodily injury and BI property damage. Now, this is where it gets a little confusing. They will state two different numbers with a slash, sometimes 3. So what that means, the first number is the amount the insurance company will pay to any one person who is hurt or sues. So the first number is the amount they will pay to a single individual. The second number is the total to all people involved. The last terminology you should be aware of, and that E on the word looks a little hard, is deductible. So deductible is the amount you have to pay before the insurance company. So is the amount the policyholder, so you or I, must pay before the insurance company pays anything. And the same goes with health insurance. There's usually a deductible, and that represents the amount you have to cover before the insurance companies get involved. So we're going to do some examples together. So here we go. So this should look a lot like your homework. So Mr. Cousins has a 100-300 bodily injury insurance. Now, please note that the 100 stands for not $100, but that's 100K, or AKA that means 100,000. And same with this, that's 300,000. Shorthand would be 300K. So it doesn't represent $300, that's $300,000, okay? He was in an auto accident, and that was caused by his negligence, so he's at fault. 5 people were injured. They sued in court and were awarded money. One person was awarded $150, and each of the other 2 was awarded $95. How much will the insurance company pay for these lawsuits? So here is what I recorded. I put insurance company, Mr. Cousins. All right, so this says 100. So one person was awarded $150,000. But in his policy, it states that they're only going to pay $100,000 to a single person. So that means the other 50 Mr. Cousins is going to have to cover. So that's the first. Now the next says that there were 2 people. So $95K at 2 people. So 95,000 times 2 is 190. So I have to separate this. Now it says they will pay up to 300,000. So I can add, whoops, this is 190. All 190 under the insurance company because it says it will pay up to 300,000 total for the other people. So they're only going to cover 100,000 of his, but they will cover all of the other 2 that were awarded. So the insurance company is going to cover $290,000 in damages. Next problem. Ronaldo has a 50-250. So remember, 50 is what they will award one person, and $250,000 is the total. So again, right before I start, I'm going to put insurance company, Ronaldo. Now, it looks like he loses control of his car and injures 18 children in a Little League game. Each child is awarded $20,000 as a result of the lawsuit. How much will the insurance company pay in total? How much will Ronaldo pay? So one child, because this first part represents one kid, and this is total kids. So one child would be $20,000, and that's under the 50, so they will cover all of it. The other 17 children times 20,000 will go here. So 17 times 20,000 is 340,000. Now, the insurance company is only going to pay up to 250. So here's the tricky part. I'm going to put 230 here because the insurance company will cover a max of 250. The total here would be the 340,000 minus the 250. And so Ronaldo has to pay 90,000 in insurance. So the insurance company is going to pay the 250. Ronaldo is going to have to pay $90,000. No bueno. And I should put 17, this is 17 children times $20,000 each equals $340,000. So I put 230 of it here and 90 here. Number 3, Kai's annual premium is P dollars if she pays it semi-annually. So P divided by 2, because semi-annually means twice. There is a 1% surcharge on each payment. Write an expression for the amount of her semi-annual payment. So here's her payment, whatever it is, divided by 2, plus she has to pay 1% of that. And so that would give her her total that she has to pay. Next problem. All right, so Jake has $25,000 worth of property damage insurance. He has a $1,000 deductible. Remember, that's how much he has to pay before the insurance company gets involved. He caused an accident. Did I skip around? No. He caused an accident that damaged $2,000 in a sign, and he also did $2,400 damage to another car. His personal car had $2,980 worth of damage done. So part A, how much will the insurance company pay under Jake's property damage? Well, his insurance company is going to pay $2,000 for that damaged sign. I should put under here, he's going to have to pay his deductible. And how much sorry, that's under property damage. So his PI, which is here. So he's going to have to, this is under, because this is the only property. How much will the insurance company pay under Jake's collision? So it would be the $2,400 damage to his car plus the $2,980 equals $5,380. Now he has to pay $1,000 of it, so the company is left to pay $4,380. Number 5. Number 5, Alan Siegel has a PIP, or personal injury protection policy, that covers each person in, on, or around under his car for medical expenses up to $50,000. He's involved in an accident. 5 people in his car are hurt. And 5 people in his car are hurt. One person has $3,000. 3 people each have $500 worth of medical expenses. And Alan has $62. How much must the insurance company pay for 5 people? So this is $3,000 for that one person. Then 3 people each have $500, so that's $1,500 for the other people. And then he has $62,000 worth of damage. So this is Alan. Now the insurance company is only covering $50,000. So insurance company is going to pay $50,000. Alan, however, will have to pay, if I add all these up, $3,045, that is 62 plus 4,500 equals 66,500. So if the insurance company is paying $50,000, he's going to have to pay $16,500. Number 6, the Chow family just bought a second car. The annual premium would have been $8 to insure the car, but they're entitled to a 12% discount. Express their annual premium after the discount. So $8 minus 12% of $8 would give them because this is a 1. So that's how much of their premium they have to pay. If they pay this quarterly, but have to pay a quarterly B surcharge, express it algebraically. Well, if this is the total I'm going to pay per year, I have to divide that by the 4 quarters, and then I have to add the quarterly surcharge, and that would give him his total. Last problem. Oh, there we go. Here's 7. I have 2 more. Number 7. So Mr. Lennon has 100, 275, and 50. So this is the BI, bodily injury. The last number will cover property damage. And he also has $50,000 in personal injury. So during an ice storm, she hits a fence and bounces into a storefront with 11 people inside. Some are hurt and sue her. A passenger in Mrs. Lennon's car is also hurt. So let's start with the storefront. The storefront will cost $24,000 to replace. There's $1,450 worth of damage to the fence. So this is covered in my property damage. So this is covered in PD. It said up to 50. So let's see. She has $24,000 plus $1,450. That gives a total of $25,450. And it said that it would cover her up to $50,000. So this will all be covered by the insurance company. The next one, and it talks about this in the book. If you get injured and are no longer able to perform your duties, someone can sue you. A professional soccer player was in the store, and due to injuries, he can never play soccer again. He sues for $3 million and is awarded that money. What type of insurance cover this, and how will the insurance company pay? How much? So this is covered under BI, which is here. And notice his insurance company only agreed to cover $100,000, which means that Mrs. Lennon has to cover the rest. Now, this is why medical costs often are the reason people go bankrupt. Part C, the passenger in the car has medical bills. Now, medical bills are covered under personal injury, like personal meaning like your body. So that's the type of insurance. Now, this says it'll cover up to 50, so it'll cover the whole 20,000. And Part D, 11 people are hurt and each requires 12,000. So 12,000 times 11, and I got $132,000. The insurance company said that it would pay only $50,000 in personal injury. So the insurance company, so no, only $50,000. And finally, the last problem, number 8, is a review from the prior sections in Unit 3 on mean, median, and mode, and your box and quartiles. So here is, this is a high school and a safe driving course. The first is the number of car accidents that were involved from 1997 to 2006. And the bottom is car accidents from 2007 and 2016. So just looking at that, this has a 56 car accidents. This is 35. So there were a lot less accidents in the second year period. What is the median number of annual accidents for 1997 to 2006? Well, remember, median should be your middle quartile, so 41. And then it also asks what is for the years 2007, 23. So just looking at that, there were a lot more accidents in the first set of years. What is the range for both? So up here, the range, the max is 56 minus 29 gives me 27. The next, the largest is 35. Smallest number is 11, so that gives me a range of 24. So there's a smaller range. What do the side-by-side box plots tell you about the Safe Driver program? Do you think the program was effective in shrinking the number of accidents? Yeah. Went from 29 to 56 accidents to only 11 to 35. So yes. And because there were less accidents. John claims that 75% of the data, so that is from here to here. This is 75% of the data are less than the first quartile. So he's saying this 75% is less than this first quartile. Is that true? Yeah. In 2007 to 2016, 75% of the data is from 11 to 31 accidents. In 1997 to 2006, quartile 1 was 32. So these are lower than the first quartile. And that is it for that section.